शारदे पाहि मां शङ्कर रक्ष मां 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 शारदे पाहि मां शङ्कर रक्ष
गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मत् आचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। ॐ श्रीमात्रे नमः। ॐ श्री अन्नदाय नमः। ॐ श्री वसुधाय नमः। ॐ श्री सहस्रामर रमावाणि सव्य दक्षिण सेविताय नमः। ॐ श्री कटाक्षकंकरीभूत कमलाकोटि सेविताय नमः। ॐ श्री शिवशक्त्या ऐक्य रूपिण्ये नमः। ॐ श्री ललितांबिकाय नमः। ॐ श्री 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 शांतानंद अवधूत सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम शक्ति ओम पराशक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम पराशक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम पराशक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम पराशक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। Namaskaram to all. Welcome to session number 17 of Lalitha Sahasranamam in the long series under the Vande Vidya Shankaram program of the Sringeri Vidya Bharati Foundation, SVBF North, USA. We are very happy to be in the midst of a festive season. There are many joyous, fun-filled festivals and celebrations in our Sanatana Dharma. Early this month, we celebrated Vijayadashami at the end of Navaratri. And during Navaratri, we celebrated the glory of Devi in the three forms of Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. Many of you would have recited or at least listened to Lalitha Sahasranamam or Devi Mahatmyam during Navaratri. So Dasara, of course, is celebrated differently in various parts of the world, and now in North India, the festival is celebrated as Dasara, a mark of Lord Rama's victory over the evil Ravana. In Delhi, Ram Leela is celebrated on the day of Dasara, when they burned large effigies of Ravana, Meghnath, and Kumbhakarna in enactment. On the eastern side of the country, They celebrate Durga Puja in a grand manner. And next week, we'll of course celebrate Deepavali on October 24th. And for some people, it also marks a New Year's Day. So the end of the month is Kanda Sashti and Sura Samharam, a festival Lord Muruga. So let's enjoy a happy festival month. And so far, we have covered almost 85% of Lalitha Sahasranamam. So I thought it is time for a quick introspection. Before we start with the namas today, I want to say something about the glory of Lalitha Sahasranamam, how relevant and beneficial it is to our personal development and in the pursuit of spiritual knowledge, how closely it is connected with our Sanatana Dharma. We will devote a few minutes towards this. Now, Lalitha Sahasranama is both a stotra and also a mala mantra. Mahakavi Kalidas, in his Chamala Dandaka, describes Sri Mata as Sarva Mantratmike, Sarva Yantratmike, Sarva Tantratmike. The namas in Lalitha Sahasranama are not mere names. They are potent mantras. The word mantra comes from the root man, which is to think or your mind, and tra to protect. Manana trayate iti mantraha. When recited with devotion in the mind, it protects the devotee. That is the meaning of mantra. Now, Bhaskaraya, he quotes a Nitya Tantra that gives various names to mantra, such as, Pinda, Kartari, Bija, Mantra, and Mala. These are all based on the number of syllables in the mantra. A monosyllable mantra is called Pinda. A two-syllabled one is Kartari. A mantra having 3 to 9 syllables is called Bija. One with 10 to 20 syllables is known as mantra proper. And mantras with more than 20 syllables are called malas. The main mantra of Lalitambika is Panchadasi, which is 15 bijas, and therefore it is very rightly called mantra. Lalitha Sahasranam is called Ragasya Nama Sahasra. The 1,000 names form a big garland of mantras. A mala mantra called Chintamani Mahavidyeshwari. As Hayagriva told Agastya Maharshi, Lalitha Sahasranam is a secret mantra. It is termed Gukhyadi Gukhyam, the secret of secrets. No, Agastya Maharshi says the teacher may impart a secret to a student who is really devoted, who has got true bhakti. But it should not be taught to anyone who is not having bhakti. It's surprising that many people talk about Sri Vidya worship without what is called the real devotion. I remember once, His Holiness Mahasannidhanam, during a visit to Bangalore sometime in late 90s, remarked, he said, these days, especially in Andhra Desha, every person discusses Sri Vidya casually like the local news, like weather, like politics. So casual. It is not to be treated casually. So it has to be treated with devotion. As the Sahasranama also states, Nama Parayana Prita. What better way to please Amba than by reciting the 1,000 names with a sense of overflowing love. With the sense of what I say, overflowing love. Every minute aspect of Sri Vidya Upasana is covered in the Lalitha Sahasranama. Every name should be recited, should be a prostration at her feet, surrendering totally to her. It should be implicit faith. That is what is required. Lalitha Sahasranama is often compared to Brahma Sutra. It has got 4 parts. What is called Samanvayam, Avirodham, Sadhanam, and Phalam. Brahma Sutra, first chapter talked about Brahman. It is bringing harmony. That's why it's called Samanvayam. Harmony into diverse interpretation of what is Brahman. And second chapter, Avirodha, is called non-conflict, which discusses and refutes other objections, possible objections. And third chapter is Sadhana, which is the means to attaining spiritual knowledge. It describes the process by which the ultimate emancipation can be achieved. And lastly, of course, the fourth chapter is Phalan, the result. It talks about the benefits coming out of the spiritual knowledge. In the same way, Lalitha Sahasranamam covers various aspects of spiritual knowledge. It includes several shastras. I will give you some examples of how these really link to the dharmic shastras. One is Advaita Shastra, as you know, the non-duality. And you see it coming from namas like Ameya, Atma Vidya, Ekakani, Antarmukha Samaratya, Gunatita, Chinmayi, Chit Sakti, Chetana Rupa, Brahmatmaika Swarupani, Muktida, and so on. All these names point to just one supreme being. Second, you have Mantra Shastras and the connection with Sri Vidya. Adi Shakti, Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Odhyana Pita Nilaya, Panchakritya Parayanam, Guru Mandala Rupani. These are all connected with Mantra Shastra and Sri Vidya. And third, very importantly, we covered it in detail, connection with yoga. The namas 101 to 110, you know. Mooladhare ke Nilaya, Brahma Granthi Vivedini. It all talks about Kundalini Shakti. We covered it earlier. And four, Bhakti. Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vasya, Bhakti Priya, Bhakta Saubhagya Jayani, Nama Parayana Prita, Kama Pujita. These are all linked with Bhakti. Five, Karma Kandam. Kritagnya, Sishta Pujita, Yajna Rupa, Yajna Priya, Yajamana Swarupini. All related to Karma Kandam. And there are, of course, so many other namas which cover various other aspects. Mula Prakriti, Parapara, Vishwarupa, all highlighting Brahman as the Shakti. What is not there in Lalitha Sahasranama? With such a wide coverage, you know, you can call it as Manav Dharma, teaching for all human beings. It is a treatise, a great scripture that covers all aspects of Sanatana Dharma, hence a boon to us. The more you chant it, the more you discover, like digging golden nuggets, it comes out. That, in short, is the glory of Lalitha Sahasranamam. So that is the linkage we have, and it is very wide coverage. So I wanted you to appreciate this. That's why I spent a few minutes on this. And now let's see. In the last session 16, we completed up to verse 156 and Nama 837. And today we will start with verse number 157 and Nama 838. And as usual, let's go with the Dhyana Slokam. I'm going to share the slides with you. Just give me a few seconds. That's it. We got into this. Okay, let's recite this Dhyana Slokam. Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manika Mauli Spurate Thara Nayaka Sekaram Chitamukim Apina Vachoruham Hanibhyam Alipuna Ratna Sashakam Praktot Palam Bibratim Saumyam Ratna Gadatta Raktacharanam Jayet Paramambikam Arunam Karuna Tarankitaksham Titapachankucha Pushpapana Chapam Animadi Viravritam Mayu Kaihi Rakamitte Bhavye Bhavanim Jayet Padmasanastam Vigasavadanam Padma Patra Takshim Hemabam Pita Patram Karakalitas Hema Padvam Parangim Sarvalankar Satanamabetam Bhaktanam Ram Bhavanim Sri Vidyam Chantamurtim Sakala Surunatam Sarva Sampat Pradatrim Sa Kunkuma Vilepana Balikuchum Vikasturikam Samanta Hasidechanam Sasarachapa Pasha Gusham Aseshachana Mohinim Marunamalya Bhusham Param Japa Kusuma Basuram Japa Vidos Paredambikam. Okay, let's go to verse number 157. As usual, I'll recite it and then we'll start with the meanings. Mukunda Mukti Nilaya Mula Vigraha Rupini Bhavagnya Bhavarogagni Bhavachakra Pravartini. Mukunda, Nam 838. Mukhu means moksham. As Ambal gives moksham, she's called Mukunda. She is the giver of moksham. Mukunda also refers to Vishnu. Krishna Mukunda, the famous song you must know, M.K. Tyagaraja Bhagavatam. In the Bhagavatam, Sri Krishna is addressed numerous times as Bhagavati. In Lalitha Sahasranamam, we call her Narayani. So, Lalitha Sahasranamam and Bhagavad Gita are very closely connected. There are a lot of similarities between them. Krishna gave Upadesham in the battlefield to Arjuna. Lalitha Sahasranam was recited in the presence of Lalita, sitting in her throne, surrounded by all God. And in Lalitha Sahasranam, you got namas like Govinda Rupini, Narayani, Vishnu Rupini, Vishnu Maya, and so on. So, there is a lot of similarity between Lalitamba, Vishnu, Krishna, and Lalitha Sahasranamam and Gita. There is a verse in Gita, chapter 11, verse 12, which says, Devi Surya Sagasrasya Bhavet Yugapat Uttita Yedi Bhaha Sadashisra Chadba Satasya Mahatmanaha. Sagastra Suryasa. If 1,000 suns, they were to kind of blaze forth together in the sky, they would not match the splendor of that great form. Which that great form? Is referring to Krishna and referring to Ambal here. Purusha Suktam says, Sagastrase Sa Purushaha. Paramatma has thousands of heads. Lalitha Sahasranam also says, Sagastra Savadana. Namam 282. Krishna says in Gita, chapter 7, verse 14, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durityaya. He says it's difficult to cross these three types of Maya. Lalita Sahasranamam, Nama 313 says Vishnu Maya. So there are some examples where Lord Vishnu and Lalita Ambal are said to be one and the same. So this Mukunda is applicable to both Ambal as well as Vishnu or Krishna. Mukunda also means precious stone. That is another meaning of Mukunda. Next Nama 839 is Mukti Nilaya. Mukti Nilaya. Nilaya is an abode. Mukti is liberation, abode of liberation. She is the embodiment of Mukti. In Bhagavatam, describes 5 kinds of Muktis. Muktischa Panchadaha. What are those 5? Salokya, Sarstri, Sarupya, Samipya, and Sayujya. Salokya means Sahalokya. To have the same abode as Bhagavan. Sarstis, Tatraiva Samana Aishwaryam Api Bhavatiti. Sarstri means to be there. While residing in his abode, have the same kind of opulence as the Bhagavan. Sarupya is Saharupa, to have a form like him. Sarupyam Tatraiva Samana Rupatati Prapatiti. Samipya means Samipam. In Samipam also he is Samipam, to be near. To be near Bhagavan and have the right to go into his presence. Samipyam, Samipa, Gamanadi, Kartivyam. And lastly, Sayujyam means identical with Bhagavan. Sayujyam Kesamchit Bhagavat Sri Vigraha Eva Pravesho Bhavatiti. And Ambal offers Sayujam. How do you know? In Saundara Lahari, verse 22. Bhavani tum dase mayi vitara drishtim sakarunam iti stotum vanchan katayati bhavani tum iti yaha tadaivatam tasmai. This is Nija Sayujya Padavi Mukunda Brahmendra Sputamakuta Nirajita Pada. Shankara Bhagavad Pada says, "Oh Bhavani, the moment a bhakta begins his prayer with the words Bhavani Tvam, the moment seeking your compassion, your glance on him as a dasa, Bhavani Tvam Dasi, you offer liberation instantly, even before you could complete the word Bhavani." So the mercy of the mother is so great that Ambal does not even wait till he completes his prayer, but confers on him the Sayujya Padavi, the highest, the soul's merger with the mother. Such a beautiful verse in Saundara Lahari, which tells you Ambal offers Sayujyam. So Mukti Nilaya is one word which tells you that Ambal offers the highest Padavi. The next one, 840 Nama, is Mula Vigraha Rupani. Mula Vigraham means is a root, Rupam. Which root? Bhaskaraya says Mula Vigraha refers to the Shakti of Raja Rajeshwari, which is the root of all energies such as Bala, Bagala, etc. Now there are 10 sutras in the Gaudapada Sutras which treat this. Number 2 sutra says Sa Sambhavi Vidya Shama Tat Trayakritihi Trivita Jata. So it describes the threefold division of Ambika, namely Sambhavi, Vidya and Shama. Sambhavi, Vidya, Shama. Tat Trayakritihi. So it's the threefold division of Sri Vidya. The succeeding sutras describe that each of these three produces many different energies. And the root of which Lalitha Ambika. Lalitha Ambika is the root of all Shaktis. You know, Lalitha Sahasranamam was created at Tirumiyachur. It's a place near Peranam in Tamil Nadu. And she is the Mula Vigraham. I have shown a picture of her in the slide. The grace of Amman overflows there. It's a splendor to look at the Amman adorned with her jewels at Tirumiyachur. This picture is incidentally a very recent one, taken during Navaratri, where they have a function called Naikulam. They actually spread a small tank of ghee in which the image of Ambal is seen. It's done only 3 times in a year, and during Navaratri is one such function. So we are all blessed to see this picture of Tirumiyachur Ambal. Going further, Bhavajna, Nama number 841. Bhava. Bhaskaraya comments that Bhava has got many meanings. Bhava means existence, nature, idea, intention, action, self, birth. It also means womb, sage, wealth, compassion, sport, and so on. So there are different scriptures which have attributed different interpretations to Bhava. According to the Sutra, Bhava means dharma. According to a passage in the Smriti, it means meditation. The root Bhu means here the pure unconditioned one. And you know there are 6 Vedangas, and one of them is called Nirukta. Nirukta means explained, expressed or defined. Suktam Ukta. Well said is called Suktam. So Ukta means explained, defined. Oh, it is the discipline of etymology, explanation of words. And the author of Nirukta was Eska Rishi. And he said every Vedic word has got a meaning and it has a certain appropriate sense. Yaska says Bhava means 6 kind of modification or Shad Bhavas, which covers birth, growth, and so on. The 6 categories. Ambal is the knower of all the Shad Bhavas of all beings. She knows the thoughts of all people. That's why we say we should always think about good things, keep our mind clean, and always have positive thoughts. So Bhava is, Bhavagya is referring to Ambal knowing everything, all aspects of. And then the next Nama is Bhavarogagni. 842. Ambal is the destroyer of all pains in earthly existence. Bhava here is used to mean samsara or worldly life. Roga is disease. And samsara is referred to as a disease. So Ambal relieves the pains of samsara. She alleviates the pains of worldly life. And what applies to Shiva, since Bhava is the root word is Bhu, which means Shiva, what applies to Shiva is equally applicable to Shakti. The Shiva Purana has a saying quoted by Bhaskar Raya, Vyadi nam peshasam yatvat pratipakshava bhavataha tavat samsara roganam pratipakshaka Shiva tavaha. Just as you know, a medicine fights against diseases, Shiva is the enemy of the pains of samsara. Samsara roganam is the enemy of pains of samsara. And likewise, it is applicable to Ambal. Bhava Chakra Pravartini, 843 Nama, which means Chakra. Samsara is like a wheel that rotates births and death. So Ambal is the one who is turning this wheel. She turns the wheel of earthly existence. Bhaskaraya quotes Manusmriti in this case, chapter 12, 124. Yesha sarvani bhutani panchabhirvyapya murtibhihi janma vritti chaya nityam samasrayati chakravat. She is panchabhirvyapya. He pervading all the beings by the 5 forms and constantly making them by means of birth, growth, and decay. Janma, vritti, chaya. Birth, growth, and decay. Samsarayati chakravate. It revolves like a chakra. The Vishnu Purana also says chakra means mind. As Vishnu bears in his hand, mind in the form of chakra, which is constantly in motion. Bhava means Shiva. Chakra means mind, as per Vishnu Purana. And Pravartini means guide. That means Ambal is a guiding factor of Shiva. So, samsara is like a wheel, and Ambal is turning the wheel of the samsara. Bhava Chakra Pravartini. Let's go to the next verse, sloka. Chandasara, Sastrasara, Mantrasara, Talodari, Udartaki, Tirudhamam, Vaibhava, Varna Rupini. 844, Chandasara. The Bhaskaraya calls it as the prototype of the Chandas, which is meters. And Ambal is the Sara, or Saram in Tamil, which is mean essence of Chandas. So Ambal is well established in Chandas. Now, what is Chandas and what is its importance? Well, Chandas has got many meanings. It means meter, Vedic mantras, unrestrained conduct, desire. And Sara means strength, marrow, rule, wealth, superiority, and so on. In poetry, meter is the basic rhythmic structure of a verse or lines in a verse. Like, Tala is to music, Chandas is to poetry. Chandas has a rule of how many aksharas are there in Chandas and how it is distributed in different parts or legs or padams, as they call it. Now, many traditional verse forms prescribe a specific verse meter or a certain set of meters in a particular order. The study and the actual use of meters, the forms of verification, are all both known as prosody. For example, the foot of a stanza with 8 syllables is anushtup. With 9 syllables, it is brihati. With 10, it becomes pankti. Trisub has 11, Jagati 12. Gayatri, Vushnik, Anushtup, Pankti, Trisub, Jagati, they're all Veda mantras. Many of you who are familiar with Sandhya Vandanam, we know we pray to the main 7 chandas. Pranavasya Rishi Brahma Devi Gayatri Chandaka Paramatma Devata Bhurati Sapta Vyaktinam Atri Bhrugu Kutsa Vasishta Gautama Kasyapa Angirasa Risheha Gayatri Vushnik Anushtup Pragati Pankti Trishtup Jakatteha Chamdahumsi Agnivayu Argavahis Varuna Indra Vishwe Deve Devataha. Gayatri is a Mahamantram, king of mantras. The deity for Gayatri, Savita. Gayatri is also the name of the chandas. Gayatri, unlike most other mantras, lokas, has got only 3 feet. Each foot has 8 syllables, and altogether 8 into 3, they belong 24 syllables. Because it has got only 3 padas, it's called Tripada Gayatri. There are many other Gayatris also. The first Vedic mantram, Rig Veda, Om Agnimile Purohitam Yadasya Devamrtatvam Potaram Ratnadatamam, is the Gayatri meter. All Vedic mantras in verse are chandas. The Veda Purusha himself stands on chandas. Chandaha Pado Vedasya. The Vedasya Vedic mantras support with chandas. Now each mantra has a deity. The deity it invokes its own meter and its own rishi. So mentioning the name of the rishi and touching our head with our hand signifies that we are holding the rishi's feet on our head. We first pay our respect to these rishis because it is from them we receive the mantras. We then mention the chandas or meter and touch our nose. Why? Chandas protect the sound of a mantra and it is like its vital breath. So we place our hand in the nose, that part of our body with which we breathe. Without breath, there is no life. So Bhaskaraya comments, Chandas is Gayatri and other meters, and Sara is her form which is fixed. So among the meters, Gayatri is the essential one and Panchadasi is its essence. Varivasya Ragasya, Bhaskaraya's work, he described, for the sake of attaining knowledge, 14 methods are promulgated in the world as a means. Among these, the Vedas are the essential. In them, the Gayatri, of which there are 2 forms, the first one which is started by all, and the other is completely concealed in the 4 Vedas. Sara means strength or Mahatmyam. Ambal's Mahatmyam is expressed through Chandas. And Chandas is also a way of contact. The Vijnana Bhairava Bhattaraka says, Yatra Yatra Manastushtihi Manas tatraiva dharayet. Tatra tatta parananda swarupam samprakshate. Whenever the mind finds pleasure in which it is directed, the supreme bliss gets manifested. So according to this, whatever gives the perfect devotee delight, that is dharma, and that is righteousness. In fact, Bhaskar Raya has written a book called Chando Bhaskaram, a Sastram of Chandas. So Kalidasa says in the Sakunthalam prologue, when in doubt, the opinion of the wise is authority. So much of respect is given for people who are in the knowledge. The Manusmriti, also is quoted by Bhaskar Raya, says, Sruti Smriti Sadacharaka, Atmana Stushtirevacha. Dharma means what is ordained in the Srutis and Smritis. The custom of holy people, holy men, as well as that in which the mind feels happy. That is the mind devoted to contemplation. So Chandas is a form of Devi. That's what Chandasara, essence. The next one is Shastrasara, which means essence of the Shastras. Shastras, what are they? They refer to Vedas. For it is explained in Veda Sutra, from its being the source of Shastra. That which lays down the rules or Vidhi is Shastra. When we say we follow Shastras, we follow Vedas, which is the Vedas. Smriti is like Manusmriti. So Ambal is the essence of Shastras. Next is Mantrasara, essence of mantras. Mantra, I mean Vedas, or the mantras and tantras, or the 64 books about mantras. Talodari, talo refers to, karatalam, palm of the hand, like the soft, slender palm. Ambal is slender waisted. If you add a syllable A, the name becomes Atalodari. The Atala Loka is our waist, when she assumes the Virat Swarupam. In Devi Gita, there is a slokam, Atalati Mahalokaha Katyato Bhagatam Gata. So, Talodari means slender waisted Ambal. Udharta Kirti, the next Nama, which is 848. Kirti is fame, Dhara means exalted. Ambal is of exalted fame. Bhaskar Raya gives different interpretations. Ud means exalted. A means all pervading. Ara means quickly obtained. And Kirti is fame. By worshipping Devi, one gets fame quickly. Another meaning is Ara refers to Mangala and other deities. Ud means dispels. What? The chanting of the name of Devi, which dispels the influence of bad deities such as Mangala, Shavai Dosham Sulvanga, Mangala Dosha, defect of Mars. It dispels the influence of Shavai Desham. Or wood, which is the golden intelligence which is residing in the disk of the sun. Chandogya Upanishad being quoted here, he that resides in the sun, the golden person, his name is Wood. And aras are certain kinds of weapons. Her fame is a weapon against the person in the sun. The meaning is, by worshipping her, one obtains fame, excelling the fame of that person. Or Ara, the two lakes of nectar. Would they exalted? Her fame is equal to that of the two lakes. Again, explanation is given Chandogya Upanishad, chapter 854. In the city of Brahman, called Aparajita, which means unconquerable, to be obtained by those who worship the qualified Brahman. There are two lakes of nectar resembling oceans by the name of Ara and Nya. In English also we say aura of fame, A-U-R-A, right? They got some resemblance. Okay. The next namas, Uddhama Vaibhava, 849. Dhama means rope. Tambu kair in Tamil. You know, Dhama and Tambu, they got some similarity. Why do you have a rope? Because you tie it, you make a limit. Krishna is called Damodaran because Yashoda tied a rope around his waist to control his movement, to limit his movement. So he's called Damodaran. In fact, this month is known as Damodara month. It's a very auspicious month for worshippers of Krishna. Usually between the month of November, October, November, you have this Damodara month. So here, Dhamma means limiting. Limiting what? It is not limiting anything. Uddha is beyond. Uddhama Vaibhava means her glory is unlimited, exalted. Uddhama Vaibhava. Isn't it true? Her fame is having no limits whatsoever. And coming to the Nama Varna Rupini, which is 850, 850. Varna Rupini, the letters all make up her form. The Panini Shiksha says there are 64 aksharas or letters. They are promulgated by Swayambhu in the Prakrita or Samkrita language. These 64 letters make up her form. So it's a Varna Rupini. Varna here refers to the letters. Okay, let's go to the next slide, which is Nama 159 verse, and Nama, it's a long Nama, which is 851. Janma Mrittu Jara Tapta Jana Visranti Dajini Sarvobhanishta Duskrushta Shantati Itakalatmika. Janma Mrittu Jara Tapta Jana Visranti Dajini. One long word. Janma means birth, you all know. Mrityu means death. Jara Tapta. Jara is referring to old age. Vishranti is happiness. You know, if you call it in Tamil, it is Nimmadi. Retired people seek Nimmadi or Vishranti. I see so many buildings in Bombay having the name Vishranti. I think probably it's meant for retired people. Dhayini is one who gives. Dena in Hindi. So she is the one who gives birth, death, old age, and also Vishranti or happiness in oneself. All the living beings go through the cycle of birth, old age, and death. Ambal provides peace to all these people being consumed by these factors like birth, death, and old age. Next one is Sarvobhanishad Utkushta. Is it Sarvobhanishad Utkushta? Sarva is all. Then Upanishad. Udgushta is proclaimed. Udgushta. Ud means exalted, and Gushta means loudly proclaimed. Goshtam, isn't it? Gosham in Tamil, say. Gushta means proclaiming loudly. So Ambal's glory is loudly proclaimed by the Upanishads. In our Sanatana Dharma, we give a lot of importance to Upanishad. What is the meaning of Upanishad? Given by Acharya. Adi Sankaracharya says, Upa is bringing the self near to Brahman. And Nishad means destroying ignorance. By bringing yourself near the Brahman, you destroy ignorance, and that which does it is called Upanishad. So Chandogya Upanishad says, chapter 1, 110, Nana tu vidyacha avidyacha yadeva vidyaya karoti Shraddhayopanirsa tadeva viryavattaram bhavatiti. Vidyacha avidyacha nanatu means vidya means knowledge, and avidya is opposite, ignorance. Knowledge and ignorance are entirely different things. Yatyeva, anything, vidyaya karoti, one does with knowledge. Shraddhaya, with respect to teachers and the scriptures. Upanishad, as taught by the Upanishad. Tatyeva, that alone, Viryavattaram bhavati is very powerful. Viryam means powerful. So whatever one does by knowledge, by faith, by Upanishads, that alone becomes very powerful. That is the power of Upanishads. And Ambal is just nothing but Upanishad. Sarva Upanishad Udgushtashi proclaims Upanishad loudly. Santatita Kalatmika. Ambal is called Kala. The Kala in the ether is called Santitita. Ether means Akasham. Santitita. It gives Santi. The Saiva Agamas, they described its nature as Santitita Kala, that which destroys duality, Dvaitam, and bestows bliss. That is called Santitita Kalatmika. So Ambal is Kala called Santitita. Next was 160. Gambira Gaganandasta Garbita Gana Lolupa Kalpana Ragita Kashta Akanta Kantartha Vigraha. Gambira, fathomless. You cannot measure the depth. It is compared to a large deep tank. And Ambal is that Rupam. You cannot measure. That large deep tank is called Mahahrida. Now Shiva Sutra being quoted by Bhaskaraya, chapter 122, it says, Mahahrida samdananan mantravirya anubhavaha. Maha is great. Hrida means a large deep piece of water lake. Mahahrida means the supreme divine energy. It also means Devi, who pervades the universe and is beyond space and time. Meditation anusandana means the feeling of being merged in that. Mantra virya is the power of mantra. Anubhava is experience, clear manifestation of the self. So by meditating on Mahahrida, Mahahridano samdhananan, mantra virya anubhavaha, by meditating on the great deep order, one experiences the power of the mantra. Or Ambal is so fathomless. By meditating, however, it is like meditating on Mahahrida. And another interpretation given by Bhaskaraya's gum, which is the Ganapati Bija. P refers to fear, Bhayam. Ra is to drive out. And Ambal drives out fear. That is another interpretation given by Bhaskaraya. Gaganandasta. Gagana is Akasha, ether. Hindi also he says Gagan. Gagan means sky or heaven. Anta is in the destruction or end. Sta is to remain. Meaning Ambal stays even after the destruction of ether. She is the one abiding like a firm tree in the sky. Ambal resides in the ether, permeates the sky. Garvita, proud. Garvam you say in Tamil, right? Justifiable, so as she created the universe. This nama you should not confuse with our normal ego associated with humans. It is a divine Garvam, justifiably proud, as she is the one who is the mother of the entire universe. Gana Lolupa. Gana, you know, even in Hindi we say Gana means singing, right? Gana means songs. Lolupa refers to enjoyment. But there's a word called Gana Lola, meaning a person who enjoys music. Ambal is very fond of music. Music and Ambal are very closely connected. Numerous kritis. Muthuswami Dikshit, the Trinity music. How even bhajans you have. They are all connected. Almost 95% of Carnatic music is connected with Bhakti. Samagana priye sarvalokanayaki samagana priye sarvalokanayaki samagana priye. A beautiful song by Periyaswami Thuran, Ananda Bhairaviraham. Kamaladarnagam also says, Jaya Sangeeta Rasike, right? Ambal is very fond of music. That's why you have a lot of music programs. Kalpana Rahita, Kalpana, very easy to understand, imagination, Kalpanai. Rahita means free from. Ambal is free from the attributes of imagination. She is not affected by the waves of the objective world because they are only imagined. She is the endowment of reality, the truth. Bhaskaraya gives another interesting interpretation. This nama is split up into Kalpa plus Nara plus Hita. Kalpa means even in the Pralaya column. Nara, two men. Hita, his friend. The souls are called Naras. As the saying goes, Nayaneti Naraha Proktaha Paramatma Sanatana. Means all the living beings are led in the right path to Paramatma. The beings are called Naras. Nara and Nara. During Pralaya, which is the dissolution of the entire universe, Ambal does good to souls by keeping them in her belly, Hiranyagarbha, in the form of vasanas. So, the time of creation and preservation, there is no need to question her compassion. The Ashtavakra Gita says, in me is the infinite ocean of consciousness. The souls are like waves. Naturally, they rise, they beat, they play and return. Bhaskaraya is quoting Ashtavakra Gita. I'm wondering who was this Ashtavakra? Let me tell you an interesting story. Ashtavakra, he was a Vedic sage. Vakra, Ashta means 8 and Vakra means deformities. He was born with those defects. And there was a sage Aruni, it's mentioned in Chandogya Upanishad. He ran an ashrama, he was teaching Vedas. And one of his students, his name was Kahota, he married Aruni's daughter, Sujata. When Sujata was pregnant, the fetus in her womb learned all the correct chanting of the Vedas. So when the baby's father made mistakes in the intonation while chanting, the fetus started speaking from the womb and started correcting him. So the father got angry and cursed him to be born with deformities, hence the name Ashtavakra. So he was born with deformities, but he was a very scholarly person. He wrote a Gita called Ashtavakra Gita, also known as Ashtavakra Samhita. It is a document which relates to a dialogue between Guru Ashtavakra and Janaka, Sita's father, the king of Mithila. Very interesting form of conversation between two enlightened souls. Kashta. Kashta means goal. What goal? Kathopanishad chapter 3:11 says, Purusha naparam kinchitsa kashta sa paragatihi. Beyond the Purusha, there is nothing. That is the end. That is the final goal. In this context, Ambal is the final goal. She is the supreme goal. And one of the 8 forms of Shiva is called Bhima. He is representing Akasham, and his wife is known as Kashta. She is in the form of 10 directions. And the Linga Purana says the divine Shiva called Bhima in the form of ether, giving space for all things animate and inanimate. And that is also meaning Kashta, Shiva's wife. Vayu Purana also repeating the same thing. And Kashta also refers to a period of time, which they say is 18 minutes. So Ambal is in the form of time also. Like Devi Mahatma says, Kala Kashtati Rupena Parinama Pradajani Vispasya Parato Sakse Narayani Namostute. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10:42 says, Atava Bahunaitena Kim Yatena Tavarjuna Vishtabhyaham Amitam Krishnam Ekanchena Sito Jagat. What need is there for all this detailed knowledge, Arjuna? Simply know that my one fraction, with my one fraction, I pervade and support the entire creation. Vishtyaham idam kristam ekam chena sthito jagat. So it also means time. Next is Akanta. Nama number 860. Aka is sin and pain. Anta is end. Akanta is the end of sin. The Ambal is the destroyer of sins. We have Namas, Papanashini, isn't it? And we are having also Paparana Davanala. They all convey the same meaning. So Ambal is the one who destroys sins and pain. The next one, Kantartha Vigraha. Kanta Ardha Vigraha. Having the half body of her husband. Kanta Supreme Shiva. Ardha means half. Vigraha refers to the body. We all know Shiva is seen in Ardhanarishwara. There is a beautiful temple of Ardhanarishwara which I happened to see a couple of years back. It's near Erode. It's a place called Tiruchengodu. It's on top of a hill where there is a Mula Vigraham of Ardhanarishwara, and it is just half as Ambal, half as Shiva. So that is a meaning of Kantartha Vigraha. Let's move on to the next one, which is verse number 161. Karya Karana Nirmukta Kamake Eli Tarangita Kanaka Tatanka Leela Vigraha Dharini. Karya Karana Nirmukta. Karya means work. Everybody knows it. And Karana is cause. It's also Karanam in Tamil. Ambal is free from cause and effect. Shiva Purana is being quoted by Bhaskaraya, chapter 6:59. He says, Natasya vidyeta karyam karanam chana vidyate. He has neither cause nor effect. This is respect to Shiva. Same applies to Ambal also. He is also quoting Svetasvatara Upanishad, chapter 6, verse 8, which says, Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate. He has no body, no organ, karyam. There is no karyam, no effect. Bhagavad Gita also say, Name parthasya kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. Chapter 3, verse 22. O Partha, There is no duty for me to do in all the three worlds. So, Ambal has no cause, no work, no effect. It is sometimes difficult to comprehend, but how can it be? Because the law of cause and effect states every cause has an effect. How can you comprehend Ambal? It's not easy. But here, again, Bhagavad Gita clarifies. Ascharvat paschete kaschit yena. This is verse 29 in chapter 2. Ascharvat paschati kaschit yena. Ascharvat patati tata ivachanyaha. Ascharyavat anyaha srinoti. Krittvapjenam vedana chaiva kaschite. Some people look on the self as a wonder, Ascharyam. Some speak Ascharya vadati as wonder. Ascharya vachena manya srinoti. Some hear it as wonder. Still others, Kritva anjanam vedana chaiva kaschite. They do not understand it at all, even though hearing. Though the self is not comprehensible, it is not easy. It is difficult to comprehend the idea of self. So that is the meaning of Ambal is also difficult to comprehend. Nama 8.3, Kama Keli Tarangita. Kama refers to Kameshwara or Shiva, and Keli is joy. Tarangita. Tarang means waves, Tarangita like this. In Hindu and Urdu also say Tarang. Kama Keli Tarangita means Ambal overflows with joy in the presence of Shiva. Kanat Kanaka Tatanka, Nama 864. Kanaka means gold. You remember Kanakadara Stotram, right? Tatanka means earrings. Ambal is wearing shining golden rings. In Soundaralagiri, verse 28, it says, Karalam Yachvelam Kamalita Bataha Kala Kalana Na Shambos Tanmulam Tava Janani Tatanka Mahima. Karalam Yachvelam Kamali Tavataha Kala Kalana Na Shambos Tanmulam Tava Janani Tatanka Mahima. Shiva becomes deathless even after swallowing the terrible poison. How? Because of the power of Ambal Tava Janani Tatanka Mahima. Because of the Mahima of your Tatankam. Tatankam, considered very essential ornament for Sumangalis. Because of Ambal's Tatankam, Shiva's life was saved, according to Soundaralagiri. So that is here, Kanaka Tatanka. Leela Vigraha Dharani, Nama 865. Leela means, play. Vigraha Dharani is wearing different incarnation. Ambal takes different forms. Just like a child's play, a child loves to wear different dresses. So, here, like Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 8, Paritranaya sadhuna vinaya chachadushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I will be born every yuga to establish dharma, to protect the virtuous and destroy the evildoers. Likewise, Ambal takes different incarnations and she is known by different names, right from Kanyakumari in south to Vaishnavi in north, from Bhagavati in Kerala, Bhavani in the west, Mahakali or Durga in the east, Kamakshi, Meenakshi, Visalakshi, and so on. Different incarnations, likewise. Okay, let's go to verse 162. Aja Akshaya Vinirmukta Mukta Chitra Prasadini Antarbukha Samaradya Pakirmukha Sudurlabha. Aja. Aja means to be born, unborn. Aja means unborn. Like Jalaja, you say. Jalaja is what is born in water, which is lotus. Jana means living being. We say Janangal in Tamil, right? To mean common people. Janadipati is the president. To add A to Ja, it is the opposite in Sanskrit, therefore it becomes unborn. Rigveda says, Na jato no janishyate, neither born nor will be born. Ambal is unborn. So that is the meaning of this Aja. Kshaya Vinirmukta. Bhaskaraya comments, Kshaya means house. Vinirmukta is free. Generally, those who desire salvation, they take sannyasam, they abandon their houses out of fear of disturbances and take sannyasam, run away to seek solution. But for devotees of Ambal, salvation is obtained even when they are in houses. They don't have to run away. Those who obtain salvation are living householders. The Bhaskaraya quotes Shivasuti saying, Eti parmechasitama Tejama nama swakam tama Parapatanyamanatama Smarakriti kama dvishonama. If you want the supreme abode, Tejama nama swakam tama. Don't abandon your own house. Remember in your heart the name of the foe of Kama. Kama dvishonama. Who is the foe of Kama? Shiva. That is the way to the supreme abode. So Ambal is the way to go to obtain salvation while you are still living in the house. Don't take advice for that. Mugdha, 868 Nama. Mugdha. Mugdha means beautiful, innocent. Ambal is beautiful, no doubt, and she is also innocent. Chipra Prasadini, 869. Chipra is quick. Ambal is very quickly placed. Like Shiva, is called Asutoshi, one who gets quickly placed. In Bengal, they have this name Asutosh, very easy. Very common. Asutosh Mukherjee, Asutosh Banerjee, and so on. And Ambal is a part of him, therefore she becomes pleased very quickly. Antarmukha Samaradhya. She worshipped internally. Antarmukha means introspection. Worshipped by those capable of introspection. Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. Difficult to attain by those devoted to external objects. In Saundar Lagari, verse 95, it says, Purarante rantaha puramasi tatastascharanyogo saparja marjada taranakaranam masulabha. Purarante rantaha. You are the spouse of the destroyer of the three cities, Lord Shiva. Therefore, the privilege of coming near you and worshipping at your feet is not attainable to the fickle-minded people. Asulabha, it is not easy. Those who do not have control of senses. What it means is difficult for those to attain Ambal who have not controlled their senses. So, Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. Going further to verse 163. Traye Trivarga Nilaya Trishta Tripuramalini Niramaya Niralamma Swatma Rama Sudha Srutihi. Three means three. You see, similar to three. Triple revelation. Ambal is in the form of three Vedas. Generally, only three Vedas are to be main scriptures. Rig, Yajur, Sama. Sriyam, Rig, Sama, Yajushi, Iti Vedas, Trayas, three. So, he is in the form of three Vedas. Padma Purana also says the same thing. O Devi, you are called logic. The three Vedas and ethics. Bhaskaraya quotes these Puranas. He quotes even Kurma Purana. And Devi says to Hanuman, Mamaiva Anya Parashaktihi Vedasapnya Puratani Riggeju Sama Rupena Sarkato Sampravartate. Ambal says to Himan, I have another supreme ancient energy called Vedas. At the beginning of creation, it appears as Rig, Yajus and Samam. Rig, Yajus, Sama Rupena. Devi Puranam also says, since Devi is the three divisions of Vedas, namely Rig, Yajur, Saman, she is called Trayi. So this is the interpretation given by Bhaskar Raya. 873 Nama, Trivarga Nilaya. Trivarga Nilaya, abode of three objects of pursuit. What is it? Meaning dharma, wealth and desire. Trista, residing in the three. Which three? Three, the three worlds. Markandeya Pura said there are three worlds, three Vedas, three Vidyas, three fires, three lights, three objects of desire, three qualities, three sounds, three kinds of sins, three conditions of life, three states of consciousness. Sattvic, Ramas, Rajas, three Pitrus. So those, Devi, Saraswati, you say Durga Lakshmi Saraswati, there's no three. So she is called Trista, residing in the three. There are many threes. Tripura Malini, Nama 875, the ruling deity of Antardasara Chakra in Sri Chakram. She is called Tripura Malini. Next, 876, Niramaya. Niramaya means free from disease. You know the popular saying from Rig Veda. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Paschyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkam Bhagabhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We say that, right? May everybody be happy, all be free from disease. Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Paschyantu. Be witness to all auspicious events. And no one, Ma Kaschid Dukkam Bhagabhavet. Nobody should be a part of sorrow. Niralamba, next name, 877. Alambanam means support. Ambal is Sarvalambanam, support for everything. Niralamba, she is herself without any support. She supports everything, but she herself is without any support. Swatma Rama, rejoicing in herself. She is happy in her own self. Sudasatihi, stream of nectar. In Nama 106, Devi is described Sudadharabi Varshini. Acharya says in Saundaralagiri, Mahim Mooladhare, Sudadhara Sarahi. Ambal is in the form of Amritadhara, stream of nectar. The nectar, which is in the Sahasrara also, you know, the Kundalini, when it goes, it reaches the nectar. Vayu Puranam says, Dasabihi Panchapi Chaiva Sudamurta Parisravahi Krishna Pakshe Sada Pitva Jayanti Divaraha Suraha Tat Sarvam Sambhavi Maya. Sudasriti also means 15 Dasapi Panchapi streams of nectar which flow from the moon's disk. And it imparts energy to the sun, Agni and other devas. Next, I think this is the last verse for today. Samsar Banga Nirmagna Samudharana Pandita Yajna Priya Yajnakarti Yajamana Swarupini. This is just one long word. Samsar Banga Nirmagna Samudharana Pandita. Samsara means family, Panka means mire. Share in Tamil, swampy ground, like Pankajam, you know, the lotus which comes from Pankri, it's called Pankajam. Nirmagna is to sink under. Samudharana is drawing up or pulling it out. And Pandita is skilled. So the full word means Ambal is skilled in pulling out those who are sunk in the mire of samsara. who are sunk in samsara life, she is very skilled. She is a pandita to pull them out of the samsara life. Isn't it beautiful? Yajna Priya, Nama 881, which is fond of sacrifice. Yajna also refers to Vishnu. Ambal is also affectionate to Vishnu. Yajna Priya. Yajna Kartri, spouse of Yajna Karta. Who is the doer of sacrifice? Yajna Karta is called Yajamanan. In Tamil, he is also Yajaman. He is considered Paramashiva. And lastly, Yajamana Swarupini. This is actually a sequel to the earlier Nama. In the 8 Murti names of Paramashiva, the last name is called Yajamanan. Paramashiva has got 8 names. Bhaskaraya quotes Linga Puranam, which says Panchabhutani Chantrarkau Atmeti Munipungavaha Murtir Ashtau Shivasyahu Deva Devasati Mataha Atmatasta Ashtami Murti Yajamana Havyapara. Panchabhutani, the 5 elements, the moon, self and self. The best Atmeti Munipungavaha, the best of Munis. Say there are 8 forms of the Lord of Devas. Lord of Devas, Shiva. The 8th form of Atmatasya Ashtami Murti. The 8th form is self and also the sacrificer, Yajamana. So we are now coming to the end of session 17. Today we have completed up to verse 164 and Nama 883. We have covered 47 Namas today. So let me conclude the prayers today's session. Thank you for your patience, and I think I've taken a little more time than usual. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Saranye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Parashakti Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Parashakti Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Parashakti Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Parashakti Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Om Swasti Pradapa Paripalayam Tam Nyajena Margena Magim Magim Cha Go Brahmnebhya Swamasta Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you all. Our next session 18 will be on Sunday, November 20th. So wishing you all very happy Deepavali.
Mangalam Guru Shri Chandramaulishwar ke Shakti Ganapati Sharadambige Shankaracharya ke Shakti Ganapati Mahaganapati Sharadambige ke Kala Bhairavar ke Kali Durgai ke Veera Dheera Shura Hanuma Maruti Charanati ke Mallikarjuna ke Selva Janardana ke Amba Bhavani Kambada Ganapati Chandi Chamundi ke Shri Krishna Bhagavan ke Shri Chakravasini ke Sita Rama Lakshmana Sakita Maruti Charanati ke Vidyaranyar ke Vidya Shankaram ke Vagishwari ke Vajradega Garuda Anjaneyar ke Shri Valli Deva Sena Sameta Subramanyar ke Tungabhadrai ke Shringanivasini ke Sringeri Puriyil Nilaithirukkum Engal Sharadambigai ke Satchidananda Shiva Abhinava Nrsimha Bharati ke Shri Chandrasekhara Bharati Guru Sarva Bhaumar ke Shri Chandrasekhara Bharati Guru Vidya Tirthar ke Shri Chandrasekhara Bharati Guru Bharati Tirthar ke Shri Chandrasekhara Bharati Guru Vidushekara Bharati ke Mangalam Guru Shri Chandramaulishwar ke Shakti சக்தி கணபதி சாரதாம்பி சங்கராச்சாரியருக்கே. சக்தி கணபதி மகா கணபதி சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே. ஸ்ருங்கேரி புரியில் நிறைந்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே.